Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Josie with Awakened Soul, and we're here for a reading all about you and your specific person. Today's pop-up is intended to be timeless and for all zodiac signs. I will give a shout out to any zodiac signs I see during the reading to give bonus confirmation, but again, it is intended to be timeless and for everybody who it found. So I trust that if this reading found you, there are likely to be some messages here for you today. Basically, what we are going to cover in today's reading is your person's overall viewpoint and stance, their emotions and their thoughts presently in your connection. So this first spread that we've gotten out is going to be chatting about their overall experience right now. Then after this, we are going to hop into the tarot where I'm going to get a little bit more specific. We're going to bring more details up about their thoughts and their feelings. Then after that, I will pull a few cards on their intentions, and then we will hop into the channeled messages so we can see what your person would like to say to you if they felt like they could be totally open at this time. Then after that, we are going to pull some tiles and charms for bonus confirmation and insight. And then as always, I will seal today's reading off with a message just for you. So stick around to the end. Those are always very impactful messages. So, alrighty, you guys, let's hop right into it. I don't want to waste any more of our time. Over here, we have the Bardo, the Desert, and Kairos. We also have the Moth, Wave, and the Sage. And then we have Venus and Separation. And again, this first spread that we've gotten out is going to be talking about your person's overall experience. And I left it pretty vague for whatever the most important info to come out would be for you at this time. So I'm not going to ignore the elephant in the room. One of the first cards that I'm taking note of, and actually the last card that I pulled is the Separation card. So it could be that right now you and your person are not in contact with each other, or they almost are sensing that a separation is on the horizon. So it could be in a state of little to no contact, essentially. Or your person kind of feels you pulling away from them in a lot of ways if you are currently in communication, okay? So I'm not sensing that this is like a deeply intertwined connection in the 3D right now. It's more than likely there's some type of separation or perceived separation, at least from your person's perspective, okay? Now, it could be that right now that is going through a process. You might not be in full separation, but you might kind of be in this almost like in-between state with this person. So I feel like this could also be the case for you if you're kind of like in a talking stage, or it's like a hot and cold dynamic where this person is in and out, back and forth, and there's not really a whole lot of consistency here, because the Bardo does talk about almost like an in-between realm. And it's interesting because that was the first card to come out, and then the Separation card was the last. So I do feel like they kind of connect. Sometimes I pay attention to how spreads kind of like bookend with each other in a lot of ways. So whether or not you're with this person in the 3D right now or not, it's almost like from their perspective, they don't really know how to read the situation. And the Desert kind of confirms that for me as well, because it kind of talks about almost this surrealism, kind of like a fever dream, where this person is having a difficult time getting a read of what's going on in this connection. So even if you've made your side of the story very well known, there's just a lot of like illusions surrounding this connection from your person's perspective, and they're having a very difficult time getting a grasp on what's actually happening here. In a way, it's like almost some kind of like delusion. Your person might have an issue with like over dramatizing things, or, you know, kind of living in a fantasy world at times where they aren't wanting to see the reality for what it really is. They kind of get lost in their thoughts, and they sort of snowball or spider web after that. Because again, your person is just having a very difficult time fully grasping what's going on in your connection right now. It really does feel like a fever dream to them. Maybe they have no idea whether or not things are going to progress with you or what to do next in this situation. If you are in a full-blown separation, this person may also feel almost like that in a way isn't fully real because they're still feeling very connected to you. I'm feeling called to say, especially in dreams, because this card does talk about almost like mirages and visions and clairvoyance. So it could be, again, if you are in full-blown separation with this person, maybe they're still seeing you a lot in their dreams and it's confusing them and they don't know whether or not that's happening for a reason, or whether it's all in their head or what's going on here. So if I could summarize your person's overall attitude towards you right now in one word, it would probably be confusion. Okay. And you guys, I'm sorry if that's not what you want to hear, but as a reader, I feel it's my duty to read honestly as the cards present themselves. And it does seem like your person is very confused. They do have romantic love for you. I can see this with the Venus card. And they also feel very magnetized to you, which is represented with the moth energy. Of course, the moth always reminds me of like the energy of a moth to the flame. They're very drawn to you. It's almost like this connection is a candle or some kind of light that they feel pulled towards, even if it confuses them. Even if they feel like they can't get a good read on what's going on in the connection, they still feel very drawn to your energy, to this connection over and over again. And in this reading, I'm getting a really strong indication that this person is having a lot of dreams about you. So I don't know if that's something they have mentioned to you in the past, but I do think that they have very vivid and lucid dreams, and you're in them maybe more often than not. And that, again, could be adding to this person's confusion because they feel this deep connection to you. They feel this deep pull towards you. But the two of you may or may not even be talking in the 3D on a regular basis. So I do think that it really confuses them. I do think that they also believe that they're receiving guidance or some kind of signs about you. And I just heard the word eerie come through. So there might be like eerie synchronicities that happen where this person will have a dream about you and then the next day an object or a note from that dream will like present itself to them in the 3D. Like, just to give an example, let's say this person is having a dream about you and there are owls all around in that dream. Your person may be waking up the next day and seeing an owl like fly right by them or something like that. So again, there's something almost surreal about your person's experience in this connection right now, and I do think that it confuses them, and they aren't quite sure of what to make of it. I do think that they're having a lot of profound experiences and might be going through like, some kind of a spiritual awakening within themselves, and that could be why they feel so confused, because they're also going through a lot of their own like spiritual or personal growth and development, because I don't know, your person, the more I dive into this reading, to be honest with you guys, the more I'm like starting to like, my thoughts are jumping all around. I'm feeling like I'm kind of all over the place, and I pay very close attention to the way the energy feels when I read, just as much as the cards themselves. So I can tell you that your person is just kind of all over the place and they're having a very difficult time grasping what's going on or what's coming next here. Okay, now with the wave, I do think that there's some element of your person trying to go with the flow. All right, I wouldn't necessarily say they're resisting the current too much here. I do think that they do get confused and they want to fight that a little bit, but at the same time, I think that they are trying to have a little bit of faith and just kind of like ride that wave and see where things go, at least to some degree. And I think that they're trying to get a greater understanding of what's actually going on in the dynamic and what might be coming next. It seems to me like they have some kind of a concept of divine timing, because the Kairos card does essentially talk about divine time. So maybe this person feels like things are playing out how they're meant to, even if it doesn't make sense, and they're kind of just trying to go with that and focus on what is within their realm of control and not wanting to resist the current of this too much, okay? Anyway, very interesting. I am going to hop into the tarot now, and then we're going to essentially cover their thoughts and feelings about you at this time in greater detail. Okay, so give me 1 second. Let's see which deck I am feeling drawn to. We're going to do the Light Seers Tarot to get us started. So talk to me about this person's thoughts and feelings about the viewer. About the viewer, this person's more specific thoughts and feelings. It's very interesting because I just want to show this to you, you guys. In the image on this card, it almost looks like she's like meditating inside a crystal ball, okay? And I really want to like kind of just talk about that for a minute before we pull more cards. Again, I really feel like this person is having a lot of visions about you or daydreams or some kind of surreal clairvoyant experiences. So this could be happening while they're dreaming at night. It could even be happening while they meditate or do yoga. Or if this person, you know, kind of like lays back on the couch and rests their eyes for a few minutes, like they almost feel like whenever they close their eyes, they're having some kind of visions or they're receiving some kind of information about you. So this is beginning to be a very interesting reading, but that same message keeps kind of like regurgitating over and over again. Again, it's kind of like when this person closes their eyes or when they are really like focusing on something else or trying to sleep or doing something, they enter into this more lucid state where they're having these dreams or these visions. Because it's kind of like a metaphor here with her at the very center, meditating or doing yoga, and surrounding her is the crystal ball. So to me, it's kind of like a metaphor for every time this person tries to, you know, meditate or go to sleep or something like that, they're inside this crystal ball. They're receiving a lot of information, a lot of guidance. And I really do feel like it has something to do with a clairvoyant gift, which of course is psychic sight, right? So that's very interesting. Let's get a couple more cards out. This person may even have some kind of like remote viewing capabilities. And I know that sounds like a stretch. That message isn't going to be for everyone, but it's quite possible your person might even have some kind of like remote viewing skill or something. All right. We also have the King of Swords coming out, which is Aquarius energy, by the way. Let's get a couple more cards out. I do think this person is trying to keep their emotions under wraps. They're not trying to be extremely expressive about their feelings towards you. This is a very interesting energy, by the way, guys. If you're new to the channel, you might not know this, but like I really do pay close attention to how the energy feels when I read. And this energy kind of, it has like calm undertones to it, but it's more of like a, like I don't want to use the word sad because it's not like a sad undertone, but it's kind of just like a hopeless type of undertone. So I'm not sure why that is, but it's like your person is fairly calm about your connection right now, but they kind of are like giving up on it a little bit at the same time. That's not to say that they don't intend on trying to be with you down the road or work things out with you if you're still together, but it's almost like this person, it's like they're tired. I guess a good way to put this is it feels like they are tired. Like they've been going through this for a long time, and yeah, maybe they have a headache over it, and they just don't know what's coming next, and they keep feeling overwhelmed, and they keep receiving all of these, you know, messages about you, these signs about you, these visions or dreams, but like it won't stop, and at the same time there's no progression. So they're like, oh my gosh, how much longer am I going to have to go through this without any changes? Like that's kind of like the energy behind what they're experiencing right now. They're exhausted, they're tired, they feel like they've been going through this for too long and they haven't seen any big changes. That type of vibe, okay? So again, representing their thoughts and feelings, we have that Seven of Wands, which I am taking more of for the imagery on this card. We also have the King of Swords. That's funny because here's an owl, and I brought that up in the last spread. We have the Two of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Five of Swords, and the Sun. So we do also have Leo coming out now for zodiac signs alongside Aquarius. So that could be their sun sign or in their big three or possibly yours. Again, this person is seeing things through a new lens, okay? So again, there's something about clairvoyance that keeps coming through. This person feels like they're being bombarded, like they almost have a headache over what's going on in this connection. And again, I don't want to like keep repeating this, but the message keeps repeating itself with the cards. This person is just overwhelmed. Like I think they're receiving a lot of info and guidance, or what they believe to be information and guidance about you and your connection, but they just aren't getting anywhere. It's kind of like a hamster wheel where this person feels like they're running in circles. Like they keep having these profound experiences, they keep receiving information about you and your connection, but it's not getting them anywhere. They feel like there's no progression here, like they're running in circles, okay? So it's frustrating to them, and they're tired, they're exhausted. This person may also be having issues sleeping at night. Like they might be waking up to this powerful dream that you were a part of and unable to get back to sleep. Or in general, this person might just be having some profound dreams. They're having a hard time staying asleep. They're having a difficult time understanding like what's going on. They're feeling confused, overwhelmed. They're just like tired. They're tired emotionally. They're probably tired physically. But the interesting thing here is that the sun is actually like rounding out the reading. Okay, so what that's telling me, like since it's represented over here on the far right as the last card that came out, is that there is still a part of your person that isn't quite giving up hope on this connection yet. So if you are in separation with them, I do feel like they are still hopeful that maybe there will be brighter days ahead and that this isn't going to last forever. That maybe down the road the two of you will reconnect with each other or something like that. It's obvious to me between the Sun and the Two of Cups that this person does still have feelings for you, or their feelings haven't fully faded, but they just feel like maybe there's something about this connection that's a little bit out of reach to them. Okay, and again, in the very first spread, I brought that up for a reason with the separation card. It could be because this is like a no contact situation. But this person, you know, is still kind of thinking about that. They're thinking about that being a potential down the road. Now, we're going to pull a few cards out about their intentions in this connection. Okay. It's interesting that we have the Seven of Wands coming out again, but again, you guys, there's like such different imagery with that. And I'll show it to you. I'm going to hold it up in a minute here once I get the other cards out. All right. Wow. This is a very different like energy compared to that top spread and the rest of the reading, to be honest, you guys. This is actually kind of fascinating. So representing your person's intentions in this connection, we have the Three of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. Lots of earth energy, I want to note, coming through. And what this is telling me is like this person, even though right now they feel tired, they feel kind of worn out, they aren't sure of what's coming next in this connection, they're still not going to give up hope that there's potential of a future here with you. Okay, so it's like they're still going to continue to want that and to desire that. The fact that we have the Ten of Cups and Ten of Pentacles coming out is indicating to me that your person is still wanting to have like a long-term future here with you, even if you are in separation right now. They haven't given up hope over that yet, but I feel like it's quite telling that the first card we had come out for the spread is the Three of Swords, which of course is a card of kind of like heartbreak, of grieving, of loss, or some sort of despair. So what this is telling me, since that is the first card out and all of the other cards after that are quite different, is that your person feels like they have to go through this process right now of like maybe fully letting this connection go, and then ironically that's when it might return again down the road. So I don't know if this is something that they may have had visions about, or something, but it's like your person is almost in this state of believing that they have to like fully let this connection go. They have to grieve it. They have to release it. And then maybe it'll circle back again down the road as something better. Okay. So again, I think your person is thinking about a future here and they would like you to be a part of it, but it just seems out of reach right now. And your person is kind of like in this state where they feel like they have to accept that before it would be able to circle back around again in the future. So not quite sure why that is. Maybe your person feels like the two of you have more learning to do or more experiences to have on your own before you're going to be ready to actually like embrace this connection with each other. Let's get a few messages out from them. I'm kind of curious to see what they'd say to you if they could right now, because it seems like your person is just going through a pretty intense experience. Okay. All right. So that first card out is time. I'm afraid it's too late to take action. Okay. And then we also have third party. You know, honestly, you guys, that would explain a lot about this reading. So I'll dive into that in a moment. Third party, there were other things that got in the way of us being together. For some of you out there is a third party situation here with another person. Maybe that's why this person feels like they have to release this connection for a while. And I do feel like it would probably be on your end, if anything, because it's like I'm really not getting that this person is focused on other people right now. If there is like a romantic third party, I do feel like it would be on your end. And that's why this person feels like they have to release this connection, even though they don't want to, but then they're confused because they're still getting like signs about you and information about you, downloads, visions, dreams, whatever it might be. And so they're confused. So they're like, okay, I know I need to let this connection go, but why can I not forget this person? Why can I not like actually fully let it go, even though that's what's best for everyone? You know what I mean? It's giving me that kind of energy. Now, if you know for a fact that there's no like third party involvement here from another romantic person, it could also just be mindsets. I think sometimes people forget that third parties aren't always like other people or other romantic interests. A lot of times third parties can also be mindsets. They can be jobs, they can be friends, family members, and essentially anything that is driving a wedge between two people in a connection, okay? So take that how it resonates with your situation. We also have indecisive. I know that my inability to make a decision hurts you. And that could be past or present. Maybe at one point in time, the two of you were connecting on a deeper level, but this person put you in a third party situation of some kind where they weren't able to make a decision about you, or they didn't know whether or not they wanted things to progress or move forward. And you could have been the one to push them away or walk away from the situation. We also have overwhelmed. The stress from this is draining me, and I can say without a doubt this person is definitely overwhelmed. Let me pull that card out again, you guys, just to show you like the similar energy here. Both of these people are like holding their head in like, I almost heard desperation, but almost just in frustration. Like they're very overwhelmed. They feel like they can't get their head straight. They're like, it's almost like they have a headache. Your person might literally be getting a lot of headaches. We also have gossip. I'm afraid of what other people will think. So that could be part of it too. Maybe some of this third party, like the third party issue could even just be like other people gossiping, or maybe there are other people meddling in this connection, or there was a lot of drama surrounding it or something like that. Let's get a couple more cards out. Yeah, what did I just say? Other people are influencing our connection. Yeah, it's very interesting that this did not come out like too much in the rest of the reading, but it's almost like your person is coming in to confess now that you may or may not be aware of the fact that there was another person, or there are other people that are currently influencing this connection. They are driving a wedge between the two of you, or that's like a big concern of your person's. So again, some of you out there are in another connection right now. That could be what this is, or there could just be like a group of other people that have been or would meddle in this connection should the two of you like come together. or something like that. We also have someone else has been interfering. So it's like the same message keeps repeating here, and I really need to drive the point home that it's likely that there is like another party, at least one other person that has been interfering with your connection, okay? Maybe this person never let you know that, and that's part of this too, is like this person hid that information from you, okay? We also have this love scares me, and we have a soul connection. Yeah, this person like feels like there's some kind of a tie here where again they're having like these surreal experiences about your connection, about what's been going on here with you, but they haven't been able to like grasp it in a logical way. Again, like this person could be having like intense visions, intense daydreams, or something like that. But they're unable to actually explain it away with logic, and so maybe they've gone down the rabbit hole of researching different soul connections or something like that, and it's a part of the overwhelm for this person is like, oh my gosh, what do I do with this information now that I have it, right? So this could be them sort of admitting that to you right now. They are very overwhelmed. This person is confused. They're overwhelmed. They feel like they're seeing things different. They know that there are other people that have or would or are like meddling in the situation. And your person just doesn't really know what to do with that information right now. And again, I really don't feel like you're probably in heavy communication with this person at this time. I can see like they want to like let this go, and they're hoping that down the road it'll circle back around again. But at the same time, they're not quite sure of whether or not that actually is going to happen. All right. Anyway, guys, to be honest with you, this is kind of a draining energy from a reader's perspective. So we're going to get out the tiles and charms. I'm going to get you a couple bonus messages just for you, and then we're gonna close out today's reading, okay? Because I need to like recharge my energy after this. All right, we have YLEO, Leo. Somebody could be a Leo. We also have VYINFP, and another R. Okay, I'm also seeing yin as in yin and yang. Yin is divine feminine energy. And somebody's name could be Lenny. And that's all I'm really seeing. Lenny, maybe Vinny. And that's all I'm really seeing. Also Quinn, possibly. I know we don't have a U, but maybe Quinn. Anyway, we do have a couple more letters. We have a T, and we also have another Q. That's very interesting that we have two Qs coming out, because that's one of those like lesser common letters for both the charms and the tiles. So somebody's name could definitely start with a Q. This could also be indicating question, right? So this person could have a lot of questions. Maybe you have a lot of questions, or there's something that they want to ask you. I also want to note that the way these two butterfly charms came out, I don't really want to like hold up for you, because I don't want to ruin how they came out naturally. But if you look at it, it's almost mirrored, and one of these butterflies is in fact upside down. So you and your person could be having a very mirrored experience right now that involves changes. And to elaborate a little bit deeper on that, it could be that maybe what your person is experiencing right now is something very similar to something you have experienced with them in the past. Okay, and that doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but there's something about changes and personal growth and development that's mirrored between you and your person right now, okay? So you might have eerily similar experiences, or maybe you feel like you are going through something like this right now, or you've been through something like this in the past, and that could be confirmation for you. And then last, but certainly not least, we do have a cross. So someone in this connection could be a Christian, believe in Jesus, pray a lot, have a strong religious practice, or maybe both of you do, okay? Now, let's get you out a couple messages from the universe, you guys. My goodness, before I like close off the reading, I need to hop into a different energy. This has been a little bit of a doozy here. So, and I do have to remind you, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe if you do enjoy my readings. It helps me out. We'd love to have you join the Awakened Soul community. And also, if you've been resonating with this so far, even if you might not necessarily like the message, if it resonates, don't forget to smash the like button. It also helps me out as a reader quite a bit. And side note, I am also doing a celebratory 20% off sale in my shop. So if you have been eyeing any of the merch in the shop, which you can find below in the description box, check it out. It's good until January 6th if you're watching this after this reading was released. So you get 20% off. The code for that is 60,000, all numbers, okay? So 60000, and it's to celebrate reaching 60,000 subscribers. So thank you all so much for your support. Let's get into the rest of the messages here, okay? I know you have been questioning yourself lately and wondering if you are good enough or strong enough to do that which your heart desires to do. This message is here to remind you that you really are more than capable of doing it. Rise up and take that leap of faith. Now remember, this could relate to this connection or not. This is meant to be just for you. The journey wasn't the smoothest or the most pleasant lately, but everything is coming together. Your patience, strength, and perseverance will soon be rewarded. The wait is almost over. Hold on. And lastly, if you guys have made it this far into the reading, drop a bird emoji down below to let me know. And if you want to affirm this, you can comment it below or read it aloud. Today, I am persistent. Today, nothing will stop me from accomplishing my goals. Nothing will stand in the way of my happiness. Beautiful, you guys. I am going to leave this reading here. It's funny because the second I tapped out of their energy and started focusing on you and your messages, it's like I'm back to my old self again. And I feel like I'm able to talk more quickly. I'm upbeat. I'm in a good mood. Your person is just really weighed down right now, you guys. And I'm not going to even try to tap back into their energy because that was not fun. I just wanted to point that out for all of you beautiful folks out there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and leave this reading here, though. Thank you all for joining. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day or night. And until next time, bye for now.